Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Bernardine, out of Atlanta, Georgia. My goodness, my friend, we're just straight up the coast here from you today on this Sunday evening. We are in Pennsylvania, a particular spot in Pennsylvania that many of you may recognize. In fact, what is this? What's this county? What's the name of this county?
Lancaster County.
Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. We're just so honored to be here in the home of Lloyd and Animeary Glick. And so, my goodness, we've got a treat here for you this evening. As you saw there in the opening, credits, it says that everyone has a story. Well, we're going to favor you with an incredible story here today as we get underway. There's still plenty of time to reach out there and make sure everybody is on. This kind of sneaks up on us this time of year, this being Labor Day, kind of a holiday weekend. A lot of people are going, oh my goodness. Yep. It's that time. Reach out to them, let them know that they do not want to miss tonight. This is not one of those things, oh, I'll catch it on the recording. They're going to want to be here live. They're going to want to hear these stories firsthand. And we've got some amazing ones lined up for you because we've been here through the entire weekend. Came in on Friday, and now it is Sunday evening. Still have some things planned for later today and tomorrow on Monday, which is Labor Day. It's exciting to have everybody here with us. But Bernard, before we get underway, is there any particular housekeeping things that we need to take care of, or anything else? I don't know if we will be seeing Dr. Prasad here this evening or not, and I can explain why there's a possibility that we won't see him. But Bernard, I'm gonna turn it over to you, and then when you're ready, throw it back to us. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to be very, very brief. First of all, we want to especially welcome anyone that is here for the first time. I promise you that you're going to hear some stories today. They are not solicited, they are unsolicited. And these individuals are going to tell stories that may not necessarily happen for you, but it's happening for people all over the world, different aspects of what these products are doing for them. Where Jeff, just want to remind you, go ahead and mute everyone so that, and then of course it's going to mute me too. I can come off mute. The thing that we're going to encourage everyone to do from the beginning, please, I beg of you, please call your friends, call your family, call anyone to hear about these products because it says facts tell, but stories sell. So a lot of people are getting some incredible results. So please, you're going to have access, by the way, to this video. So don't worry about it. Yes, it will be recorded. And Jeff is going to be reading to you a disclaimer. But be assured that we not only believe in this product, but we're using it every day, and our joy comes from the stories that we receive. So sit back, get you a cup of coffee if you want to, prepare to hear some amazing things. Yes, they are true. So Jeff, we're looking forward to you opening up your treasure chest of all the wonderful experiences that are coming from this product, coming from Dr. Kedar Prasad. So Jeff, the next 55 minutes, you have our undivided attention.
Oh, thank you so much, Bernard. Let me go ahead and get everybody muted. And there we go. Oh, my goodness. Again, thank you, Bernard, for setting the stage for us here today on this Sunday evening. We are on the East Coast, right here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. My name is Jeff Ashby. My wife and I are engaged ambassadors. And as ambassadors, it's been our privilege to be out and travel the country, participating in local events and things that are happening and going on. And we've just come off an incredible weekend, this being Sunday evening. We are in the home of Lloyd and Animeary Glick. But before we have them share their story, it's important that we protect ourselves because we are going to be sharing some life-changing experiences, demonstrating the efficacy, the power, the potency, and all of that makes Dr. Prasad's formulations not only multiply patent protected, but very unique in this space. We talk about formulations, but in order for us to do this legally, we need to pull the disclaimer up here. So if you'll just follow along with me as I read, these statements and comments have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This information is solely for educational purposes only and includes recent advances in research on micronutrients. Engage, the micronutrient company, does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. However, Engage's products are formulated to address nutritional deficiencies and supply the body with the required nutrients. It's important to note that nothing here is meant to be a substitute for professional medical treatment or a consultation with your primary healthcare provider. So that having been taken care of, I am free to move about. We will remove those words, and here we are back in the home of Lloyd and Animeary Glick in Franklin. I almost said Franklin County, but we are here in Pennsylvania, and we've got really a story begins back with the setting that we are in, and so fortunate to be here. You can see this incredible structure behind me, and if you look closely, you look up into some of those beams, these big wooden beams, you realize that we are in well, it was originally a barn, and this barn was assembled without any metal pieces. There are no bolts. There are no big screws. This was all done with hand-hewn timbers and also wooden pegs. It's just an amazing slice of history. And I'm going to have Animeary give us a little bit of the background here as we start this call on this Sunday evening. And she's going to share a little bit about the significance of where we're at and the roots that it has in her family. So Animeary Glick, just a step just lean a little more forward there and share. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Animeary here, and we are so honored to have Jeff and Helen park their camper here for a few days. Beth is staying with us. We had some awesome meetings with everyone and just learning so much. So yeah, I will give you a little background history here. My mom and my grandparents, we moved here on this property when my mom was 12. She is now 86. Her brother started farming on the place where they had lived, where they had farmed. So they moved here and they built the barn then. There was a structure here, but it wasn't quite like this. So anyway, then when my mom got married, they moved over maybe 5 miles from here. And then my grandpa died and my parents moved over here. I was 4 years old. So I lived here. We lived here in the house. This was the barn where the hay was stored, and we had horses up here, and we had chickens or whatever else up here. Then 3 years ago, Lloyd's health was kind of declining, and we had more than we could take care of in this property. So our son moves over here, and we renovated this barn for us to live in. We live in the south part of it, this whole south end of the barn. And this is a great room when the family comes over, or the grandchildren or whatever. We have events in here. And it's really nice. So I remember being a little child and looking up at those rafters, and I was like, wow, that's way up there. But I wasn't sitting here on a nice couch. I was sitting on the hay bales back then. So that's kind of the history of what you've seen.
And just amazing that they've opened their home, this converted barn, to us, and you all get to share it here today. Over 71 open connections, and that says nothing as to those that are joining us out on YouTube. And so the reason that we are here, as I alluded to earlier, is that we had a weekend where we shared incredible experiences and stories as to the efficacy of the microdaily products, what they are doing for individuals' lives, what they are doing for friends and family members. And we just earlier, I mean, we're talking, probably 20 minutes ago, we filmed Lloyd and Animeary sharing their experience, because it was almost exactly a year ago that Beth Sturdivant was here in Lancaster County, inside this converted barn, and sharing with Lloyd and Animeary the incredible formulations from Dr. Kedar Prasad. And so what I'd like to do is just this incredible couple stood up in front of the audience that we had yesterday. In fact, I was amazed. We had about a little over 80 people total. Once I counted everybody, and just amazing experiences that we got to hear firsthand. And I felt like, gosh, of all days for us to be here, coming just off of a weekend, I would have Lloyd and Animeary share their experiences with you from their standpoint. And so understand, all of this has taken place over the last year. So imagine what adding these formulations to your diet, to your regimen, imagine what they could do for you if they were able to provide this nutritional support for Lloyd. And when you understand his story, and you see the video that was shot earlier, it was absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna step out of the way and slide the camera a little closer to Lloyd and Animeary Glick as they share their experience. What's happened? What's changed in their life over this last year? And as soon as we're finished with them, I know that we've got several other individuals on this call. In fact, just as we've been talking about it, now we're over 80 connections that are joining us live. Reach out to those others, because you're going to want to hear these stories. So let me just turn the time over to Lloyd and Animeary Glick. So you guys.
Yeah, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's in
Little louder, just as loud as you can.
okay. Yeah, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2020, and it's been a very challenging journey as my health seemed to deteriorate, and there was a lot of claustrophobia. There's I had a lot of just the stoic look, the help me along.
Yeah, I'll help you out on it. Excess saliva was also one of them that I just didn't like. It just felt like, anxiety. It couldn't sleep in bed. It's movement slow. I actually helped him get dressed a lot, and even showering was hard. Bending down to put his socks on. Just a lot of those things that go with Parkinson's. Balance was bad. Swallowing, his eyesight. I mean, you name it. If you know what Parkinson's is, I think he had about all of them. And it was going downhill real fast. And then we had a neighbor drop by and told us about this new product that's out, and we should try it. And we were like, yeah, right. There's just so many products. We were going to a nutritionist. He had started with medication in April. We tried to hold off as long as we could, but it was just time to do something. So he started with the medication, and that did help with his balance. That was definitely a help. Then we were invited to a meeting twice, and we didn't go. We were, whatever, we'll go sometime, but it's no rush to see what they have. Then Beth comes. Well, that was history as far as not being committed. So she told us what it was, and we decided to try. Well, it's changed our life. It took a while. We were at it consistently. We would talk with Beth occasionally, and she would ask how it's going. Nothing's happening. It's Well, stick with it, stick with it. And it was 2.5, 3 months. What did you say to me one day?
Well, there was just so much brain clarity compared to what I mean, as an engineer trying to design things and with brain fog, it becomes difficult. I was challenged at work and I was slowly getting my life back again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the balance was one thing. And then, well, what kind of, we noticed that things are happening. And I said, okay, we got to be really intentional here. Let's see what's happening. And we were talking about things and he went out the door and soon he was back and he said, aha. So we live on the second floor. This is the second floor of the barn. And he came back and he said, aha. I was going down the steps and I realized I'm looking out across the yard. And before that, he would have to look at every step to keep his balance. So that's when we really started to pay attention. And then I told him a joke and it was a week or two, whenever, I don't really know the time frame because I didn't write it down. And he laughed and I did a double take. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that he didn't laugh before. I mean, he might have laughed a little bit, but it wasn't like his face lit up because Parkinson's can be very stoic look. So it just continued to, heal, and things are still healing. He's amazed at his strength at times, and he remarks about how much easier it is to, step up and roll around in bed. And he had a lot of shoulder pain, so he didn't actually sleep in bed for a whole year. And now shoulder pain's gone. Movement is still a little slow for him. He still shakes a little bit, but it's been only a year and it's been much longer than that in coming. So we're just believing for more healing. We did faithfully kept with it. We did not just do the maintenance dose. We did a therapeutic dose and did not quit, did not miss. Beth kept us on our toes. It's been working.
So tell us just the core four plus what other formulations?
All of them.
All of them.
All of
Okay.
them. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in fact, you were committed enough that even doing a vacation across the country, you came out to engage his home office.
Yes.
And tell us about your experience. You got to tour the manufacturing partners facility. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that.
When Beth told us that, when we decided that we would try this and we signed up, Beth said, well, you should come to Utah to our convention. And I was like, why would we go to Utah to a convention just because we decided to try this? However, our daughter lives in Colorado and we had planned a 4-week trip to visit her. We thought, well, we might as well do this while his health is still good enough to do this. She had lived there for 3 summers, I think, and we hadn't even visited her. So we planned a trip. We went to Montana, Oregon coast, Grand Canyon, and then up through Utah. And don't you think that convention was the very weekend we were in Utah going into Colorado to visit our daughter? So we were there. We toured the manufacturing facility. We met Dave Nemelka and the president, Robin and Taya. And yeah, it was amazing. I said that they're real. It's a company that's actually real. It's not just one of these fake things. So that was very convicting to keep on it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to slide back in here. I got a couple of more questions for him because it was yesterday that they were recognized in front of the group here. I said about 80 participants, and Beth had compiled not just their own success that they shared with you about Lloyd's journey back to health, but Beth stood up and shared how many people in the last year that you have affected change in their lives, and they've also joined you as predominantly customers.
Right.
And so do you remember some of those numbers that Beth shared with you yesterday? It was
I can't say that, I know that there was 10 inactive, but how many preferred customers were there? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Over
So
100.
191
Okay.
customers, or those that were that they had introduced to engage. And out of that, in a year's time, there's only 10 that were no longer participants. And so they were recognized for having a 91% effective rate. And a lot of that is because the passion that Animeary has when somebody is struggling maybe a little bit with their own body's response to these formulations. She's there to hold their hand, just like she has done with her sweet husband Lloyd, as they have worked to gain his health back. She has done the same things, and to have a 91% effective rate I mean, it was pretty amazing. So, you guys, wow. Here we are, we're sharing stories. We're favored to be in such incredible locations as we travel around the country. And I know there are some other individuals that here on the call that would like to add their stories to what we have heard from Lloyd and Animeary Glick. Are there any questions? Bernard, we really don't take the opportunity to follow up with a question or two from somebody that is live. Is there anyone else here that would have a question? Gretchen, if you won't mind, you can open up your camera and your microphone. I don't know if you've got a question for Lloyd and Animeary, or if you'd like to share your experience, but we're happy to accept either of those. We'll pull you up here onto the screen with us. And thank you, Gretchen Daniels.
Yes. Well, mine is really talking about the experience of having it. I've been giving it to my mother. I know I told you about that, Jeff. And I just wanted to say how much of a difference. She's 92 years old, and she used to shuffle up and down the hall. And now she picks her feet up to walk. And on top of that, she bakes, she cooks, she cleans. She does a lot. And my sister, when she came over to visit and she was bringing her food, she walked out to the car, got the cooler, and took half of the things that were in the cooler out of the cooler and was walking in the house with it. Like it was nothing. So I'm really excited. And I have to tell you all, I am so grateful for that, because it's nothing like having a 92-year-old mom that's acting like she's 70. So it's been a real blessing, I'm telling you.
Wow, that is amazing. And how many of the rest of you out there have aged parents and would like to have some additional time with them in better health, instead of just kind of easing the rest of their life away? There's nothing easy about just coasting into a stop. That's not fun. But when you can be active, when you can be involved and in enjoying, as excited as they are to see their mom responding that well, how much do you think their mom is like, it's great to be me again? So I can just only imagine. Bernard, you've got your hand up there, and just I don't know if you had a question for Lloyd and Animeary, or if you've got.
I do have a question. I do
Yes.
have a question, but also I'm gonna put Denise McClure on the bubble because she should have her hand up first. And the reason why I said that, he sent me a video of her husband dancing. We talk about a man that a little bit over 2 years ago was sitting in a recliner, couldn't even get up by himself. She had to get behind him and push him up the steps at night, even though we're close to the same age. She had to push her husband up. This man could not stand up for a period of time. So please, everyone need to hear this, because Jeff, by the way, I'm seeing you in that video. I would Everybody is blown away. But I wanted to ask you because this couple here, I met them actually down in Florida, and I've seen them before, and I was so impressed with them because the Micro Daily family, people have to understand something. When you come among a group of positive people that are getting incredible results, you want to know, well, what is it that made you so successful? In your case, you obviously are doing something right when it comes to follow up, because if you bring 100 people in and you retain 91 or 92% after period of time, you must have some format that you're following to make sure that people don't just come on and come off. And I'd like to hear a little bit more about what it takes to maintain or retain a customer. And by the way, I talked with them. I absolutely love you too. You already know that. We kind of even bonded down at the summit. So please, I'd love to hear from you on that.
One comment that I would like to make, that it's amazing how many people called to cancel their subscription and they're still on it. And it wasn't, I didn't talk to him, Animeary did.
So when they call and ask about it, I just ask them if there's anything else that they are wanting to take instead of this. And just yesterday, I had a call from a man, and he said he just wants to take the Micro Daily. And I asked him what else he's taking, and he said, well, I do have an omega-3 that I'm taking, and I have some fiber that I really like. It helps him to move. And I said, well, I think you can probably keep taking the fiber, but what about the omega-3? Because we also have one. So I asked him about the DHA and the EPA in the omega-3. And he said, well, I'm not sure, I can go look. Yeah, I said, why don't you check it out? Because we were just at a meeting, and, you know, we were told that the omega-3 should have another time as much DHA as EPA. So he went to look, and he said, yeah, mine's the opposite. I said, well, you can take that if you want, but you won't get the value out of it. You'll be spending money to buy this, and you won't be getting the value for your brain. And I explained how the fatty acids, you know, your brain is 40% fatty acids. And yeah, anyway, he decided to keep on it. So, you know, that's that. Knowing some of the reasons for the patents, that knowing the supplements is very important.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that out, because someone asked me last week. They said, "Well, how do you really determine what products to be used on each individual?" I said, "Well, if you ever decide you want to be an affiliate or a customer, you have to know what products to put together." And I think what you just said is invaluable. So therefore, you learn your products, you learn to compare them, and there's no product on the earth like ours. So thank you so much. And my question was answered. And I'm gonna still look at Denise kind of crazy, but that's okay.
Well, I see that Denise has opened up her. In fact, here we're gonna go. We're gonna add Denise. Look. Yeah, you got to be able to share with us, Denise, what your hubby is able to do. Just yeah, I'm gonna pull us out of the way. You take us down. Tell us the story.
Well, the story starts a couple of years ago when we first learned about Micro Daily. Charlie and Bernard encouraged him to take it because he had been sick 6 months out of the year, sitting in a chair, unable to really do anything for himself. I had to help him off the toilet. I had to push him up 15 stairs to bed at night. And so he was having a rough time. But then he started taking Micro Daily. In the first month, nothing. The second month, nothing. He was getting discouraged and thinking, well, it's not working. But he had tried everything, gone to renowned doctors in New York. We live in Connecticut, and nothing helped. And then in about the fourth month, he started getting his strength. He got stronger and stronger. He was able to climb all those stairs, climb them 2 steps at a time. And then what happened recently is just so fascinating, because he's been doing better and better right along. But he took the men's tea, the testosterone, and we were at a party, and he got down on the floor and did push-ups, got up, did squats, up and down, up and down, up and down. Everybody's like getting a big kick out of him. Then somebody put on a James Brown record and he twisted to the floor and came back up and started doing the dance, the pony that they did years ago. Now that was a dance that he loved because he's 80 years old. And he turned the party out.
Oh, that is amazing. In fact, while you were making the explanation of what he's done, Bernard sent me over that video clip, and I'm going to just play it for everybody here. Hopefully, we don't get any copyright infringement with the music there in the background, but y'all can understand when Denise comes on and shares with her husband has his life back at what, 80?
80 years old.
There you go. All right, so let's just all of us just we've already got the play-by-play. It's just now we are going to see it firsthand. So I'm glad somebody grabbed their phone and captured this. So here we go. Here we go. He's underway.
Hey, I get in the video of this.
How did you get than that? That is amazing, Bernard. Thank you for being Johnny on the spot and bringing that to us. Yeah, can you just imagine? Again, we're seeing people that are now able to really live their life out to the end of it versus coasting into a slow and painful stop. So, yeah. Oh my goodness.
I learned something from Denise and Marvin when we first started talking, and I think everybody need to understand this. Please don't think people don't love you because when you introduce these products, they're a little bit hesitant to take it. They've been introduced to thousands of products. And so what I generally do, I let people know, I said, well, out of all the products you have, how many of them do you actually know who made them? That's a big question I always have to ask people. So who made your product? And what's their validation? What's their qualification? And so far, no one has been able to show me that. But then they said, well, what do you have? And then I can bring up Google. I can do Google Dr. Kedar Prasad. And then all of a sudden they see call after call. They see the peer reviews on the PubMed, which is the Bible of good health, as well as the 33 books on the Amazon. So when I bring that out, so when I was with them, and this is something very important, Jeff, that I need people on here to understand. Generally, you hear from people within 6 weeks. I think you find the same thing. Within 6 weeks, they say, what in the world did you give me? Does it have drugs in it? I said, no, I don't. This is real. It's all natural. And so what I have found is some people may take a little bit extra than 90 days. And Denise, can you validate that?
Yes, it took Marvin about 4 months, but we listened to you. We took the encouragement, stuck with the product, took everything. Plus,
very good. So
to get to him to being this young man of 80.
And when she started sharing products, people were saying no, no, no. And Denise, after about a year and a half, she was wondering whether to give up. But what happened was all of a sudden when Marvin started moving better, when Denise, they started seeing her spirit come up because her health was better, all of a sudden people started reacting and said, what are you taking? And that was how they actually became diamond 30s in the business. So she was a diamond in the rough, and now she's a real diamond. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Denise. My goodness. All righty. Wow, Bernard, we had no idea that we'd be having a Sunday evening like this. And we've got Horus and Ev that are on, and I'm sure they're going to add to what we've heard from already. So we'll go ahead and pull you on up here, Horus. There you go.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes.
Hey, Jeff, and hello, Glick. How are you? It's good to see you again. Good. I just want to say that since I've been taking the products, I've noticed a lot of changes in my life. You know, you hear some people say, well, I've been taking the products for a while, but I don't see any difference. Well, Bev and I were putting in a sink yesterday, and I was putting pressure. I got a, I don't know if you can see it, I got a bandage on this thumb because I almost split it open, Jeff. I was putting pressure on the flange at the bottom of the sink, and as I was putting pressure on it, this wrench slipped, hit this finger, split it open, and I'm saying, oh no, I'm going to have a rough night tonight. I just got the alcohol sprayed on there, getting ready for the burn, no burn. I sprayed it. Bev got a couple of bandages and put on there, and within 2 minutes, the pain was totally gone. I have not had any pain in this thumb at all. I slept right through the night, no problem. Okay, I have stumped my toes, I've hit my elbows, and normally, person my age with problems that I have, you have those aches and pains. Jeff, I stumped the toe, and I knew, I said, oh boy, I'm gonna have a problem. About an hour later, Jeff, no pain, and I contributed all to my Micro Daily products because I don't take just a couple of doses every now and then. I take it consistently every day, and I take I take a little more than just the average, just your average couple of pills. I take them all, and they have prevented me from going through aches and pains at a person my age. I have heart problems. I don't suffer with heart problems. I got congestive heart failure, AFib, and a pacemaker in the chest. Plus, I've survived 2 heart attacks, Jeff. And these Micro Daily products have given me back my health. They've given my wife's health back. And yes, we do have a few aches and pains here and there, but nothing like we would have if we didn't take our Micro Daily products. So you guys, love all of you. It's good to see you again. And that's my testimony, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, Horace, before you let us all go here, tell us your vintage. How many years have you been kicking around here?
87.
Yeah, and so I don't know if you heard, but Animeary just says, what? Yeah.
Yeah. Been blessed with 87 years on this earth, and I contributed to 2 things, my Heavenly Father and my Micro Daily products. That's what's keeping me going, and that's what's keeping me happy. I'm alive, and I'm thankful for it.
Well, we're grateful that you came on and shared your journey, your experience here, and congratulations on your success in sharing with others. Thank you for coming forward. That was amazing. Wow. You guys, isn't this fun? We get together on Sunday evenings and just open our hearts and share. So many of you saw the flyer here tonight, and it was supposed to be Dr. Prasad on here, enjoying hearing all of these stories and these experiences. And I want to be the first to share with you that exactly 1 week ago tonight, Dr. Prasad was getting things ready. I was going to fly out to the Hamptons and spend some time with his sweetheart Judy's family. That's where they met. They met when Dr. Prasad was at the now the name just slipped me. There in Long Island, New York. The laboratories in Long Island, New York, is where he met Judy. But he was getting ready. A lot of things going on. They would be flying out early the next morning, and in the process of sitting down, he missed the edge of the seat and ended up actually, believe it or not, breaking 2 vertebrae, actually fracturing 2 vertebrae in his neck. But at 90, because he is a product of his products, Dr. Prasad spent 3 evenings, 3 days in the hospital, but he's out. He's been released. He is doing extremely well. In fact, David Nemelka, the owner of the company, shared a text message from Dr. Prasad saying, put me in, coach, put me in. I want to do three-way phone calls. I can help with Zooms. I'm ready to get going. He's taken a week, ladies and gentlemen, 1 week after falling and fracturing C6 and C7. I mean, fracturing, literally breaking his neck. He is back. He's got a brace on, a cervical collar. But yeah, the doctors are amazed about our doctor and how at 90 years of age, falling, literally breaking his neck, he's back and ready to go and saying to David, put me in, coach. I want to help. In fact, he reached out to us, and he reached out. He called Helen and I, and he says, I'm sure you heard about what's happened. He says, how are you doing as we come into the end of this month? Is there anything that I can do to help the two of you? And so as we open this call tonight, Bernard says, we have Sunday, we have today to finish up some of those orders. Get what you've heard about tonight into your own bodies. And we have the formulator for these incredible products, the formulations that we so hold near and dear to our heart, that has demonstrated that he is a product of his products. And the doctors are amazed at what 1 week has done for a 90-year-old. So Jeanie, you've got your hand up, and I love to hear the experiences that you add. And so I'm gonna go ahead. Where did you go? I thought I had it right here. Jeanie.
Would
There
it
you are.
help if I raised my hand? Okay, you found me.
I've got it. I got it. All righty, fantastic.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I just got off work and I will be 70 years old my next birthday. I've been a licensed massage therapist since 2008, so it's been a few years. And as one might expect, my job is very physically intensive. And one of the things I like what Horus said, and I would have not guessed that he was 87 years old, honestly, 87 at all. What he inspired me to share this, that as I've been taking the formula, the micro daily EMF is what I started with, along with the probiotic. And then I've expanded into the core four and quite a few others. But the core four is what I like to emphasize for myself and for others, because it's such a broad-based support. Just in general, it's something that we all need. And what I've experienced as I started taking a therapeutic dose, which is 3 times the dose, 3 times a day. So if you're taking the packets, it's 3 packets. If you're taking the powder, 3 packets, 3 times a day. If you're taking the capsules of the micro daily EMF, it would be 9 capsules, 3 times a day. But when I started doing that, when I started taking the therapeutic dose, it's like one thing after the other, it keeps improving. My thyroid function, I've had hypothyroidism. I started experiencing it when I was 9 years old. And soon after I had an accident when I was 9 years old, I fell upside down on my T1. I mean, I'm lucky I can even walk. I fell from 8 feet high. I started experiencing extreme exhaustion. I didn't know any better than to tell my parents. So I lived with that for 60 years until 2025. And I started taking the therapeutic dose. And my doctor wanted to put me on thyroid meds. I told her I'm going to hold off because I'm doing this therapeutic dose, but let's check my blood levels in 3 months. And when she did, I was no longer hypothyroid. So this is from blood tests. That's one thing. And then as a licensed massage, and I actually knew that my thyroid was better because I wasn't having that dip of energy in the afternoon. Now, I'm not saying that never happens to me. My thyroid is still in the healing process, but I've got so much more energy throughout the day. I'm doing on the average about 20 hours of table time on as massage therapist a week. And that's a lot if you're 30 years old, let alone 70 years old, because it's labor, it's physical. And that's the other thing I wanted to say is being able to do this job at the age of 70 and being able to work circles around the kids that are half my age, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And I am very grateful for the support. I just can't even imagine my life without it.
Well, thank you, Jeanie. It's been enjoyable to be on the journey with you and to see your life improve so much, even with the brain damage that you'd experienced and what you've been through all of that. But thank you for sharing. At another point, we'll have you delve into some of the other exciting benefits that you've enjoyed because of the micro daily. Thank you again. All righty. My goodness, you guys. We have 15 minutes left. 15 minutes left, and I'd love to say customer service is standing by. They're willing to take the calls. Bernard slipped the number in there. Make sure you get back with the individual who invited you on. These are not made up stories. They are real. And having spent the weekend with David Nemelka, our owner, you all know how important that that acronym REAL is to David Nemelka. So Nija, oh, I was hoping that we'd get to hear from you. You've had some amazing things going on, girl. So I'm going to go ahead and add you to the spotlight. There she is, everybody. Up and coming star. Things are happening in your world. Tell us about him.
Absolutely. I want to give my testimony, guys, because as a person who shares the product, you guys know I was here before. I returned because of the quality of the product. And I also returned because of just the warmness of the heart of Dr. Prasad, the company in general, and our leadership. So I wanted to just share with you that as a person that shares the product, I feel proud. Like, I'm so proud. I'm so confident. Like, I just love being that person that's going to share something that I know is going to change somebody's life, that I know that they're going to have a quality of life. We're going to be adding years to their life. Like, who else has a product that you know that's going to share years to your life? Y'all, I have our leader back there, Ms. Alfreda Strong. Hi. And then, of course, Mr. DC Eastman. I wanted to share his testimony so bad because he's driving. So I am. So we listen. I'm a partner. He's my partner, and I can share my partner's story, right? So we went shopping for clothes for him, and he was in a 5X. So we started a 90-day challenge, which started on August the 15th. And so he did get his products a little bit before. He did cheat a little bit, so he started a little bit before we actually started. However, he was in a 5X. So when we went out looking for pictures, because we have a photo shoot coming up on Tuesday. He was like, okay. So we put on the 5X. It was like drowning him. So he did a 4X, and the 4X was kind of big too. So I was like, let's just go on and try a 3X. Let's just go on and try it, you know? So he ended up doing a 3X that fit very nice, very comfortable, still had some room. So I want to tell you guys that, you know, that GLP-1 is the truth. Okay. And it's just the truth. I love having a product that I'm proud of. I'm proud to be partner. I'm proud to be a representative of the product. I am so proud. Like, I'm so proud of the company that I am promoting and partnership with. I'm just, you know, when I tell you guys story, you know, it's like my own, because baby, I use y'all testimonies, right? And I use them because they're so important. I wish everybody could have access to the individual people's testimony. This is an amazing platform to have people come here to hear the testimonies, because my stepfather had been dealing with high blood pressure for 2 years uncontrollably. So when I first came to the company, you know, they old school, they believe in their doctors. You know, the doctor said, you know, nothing against doctors. However, he's been on so many different medicines, almost 20 different medicines. So I just kindly went back to him and I said, listen, it's been 2 years. They ain't got it under control. It's getting worse and worse. So he just started on the product. So y'all keep him in prayer, because I'm telling you that I know what the product's going to do if he's faithful over taking it, but I need him to know. So I'm hoping that he just take my confidence and just roll through that. But I'm super excited. Like, I know, and I know we have many people that's in the chat. I know I'm a lifeline. I know I'm a lifeline. I know what I offer. So I'm a lifeline, helping people recover in their health, in their wealth. And if you a lifeline and you're in the chat, let somebody know where you at, okay? Because we're lifelines right here. We're changing lives. We're on the way to Columbia, South Carolina, to also meet with somebody too. It's not too distance, nothing too short, nothing too far. If the plane can get there, I'm there too. All right. So you guys, I love you all so much. Mr. Eastman, wave. I don't know if you can wave. You hold it. Oh, you can't wave. Free to say bye. Philomene.
We saw him let go of the steering wheel to wave. Just both hands on the wheel. Thank you, Nija. Oh my goodness. Love the energy that you're bringing. And you're right. We are the lifeline to so many others. We started out tonight talking about how it was Beth that was sitting here in the Glick's home in this converted barn. And a year ago, she was the lifeline that said, you really ought to take a look at this. They'd been invited out to 2 previous meetings. People wanted to share this with them, but until you got somebody who can make that connection, what you just related is so critical. We've got to think more of others than they think of themselves. Sometimes we got to have the bigger belief, and we've got to lean into it and say, I just know that this is going to help you. In fact, many of you know the story with my dad and the diagnosis of cancer that he received, leukemia. And I'll tell you, it was much easier for me to talk with others that are going through a cancer journey versus at somebody that is so close to home, like my dad. But I'll tell you, after living the experience that I did with him, after seeing how his body responded because of Dr. Prasad's understanding of micronutrients and his approach to dealing with that big scary word that rhymes with answer. I have a belief that is big as the outdoors because I saw it firsthand. And so what Nigel just shared with y'all, sometimes we need to believe more in the people that we are sharing with than they believe in themselves. So thank you. Yeah, be the lifeline. I'm seeing there in the chat as it's getting blown up. And you guys, we are truly just hours away from those of you that do not or have not gotten one of those incredible 100 Club hats. Those new hats with the logo on the side that demonstrates that it takes three people locking arms, moving forward in the right direction, being a lifeline to others. You've got hours left to enroll one person with a subscription over $100, and you can be in the 100 Club from here on out. How many other people on your team who may not be as connected as they could have been? Sometimes you just need to reach out to them and say, I believe in you. Let's get somebody in. Let's sign up a family member. Let's get a hold of customer service right now. I mean, because typically we're not open on the weekends, but because this is the last day of the month, and it's a great weekend to be doing these things because a lot of families are together. They are together because there's Labor Day celebrations. Tomorrow is a day off for everybody. So use the time right up until midnight tonight to really make a difference in others. So yeah, please invite to this amazing hour. Thank you so much, Nija, for all that you're bringing and completely being a trainer for those of us out here. So way to do. And I did see you there in the back seat, Alfredo. We were fortunate enough to spend Thursday evening in Alfreda's driveway, and she did an open house that lasted until midnight, and there were still people there in her home at midnight, and we had to kind of shoo them out, but sharing their stories of these incredible formulations. My goodness, is there anything else, Bernard? We've got 5 minutes left. I've covered why Dr. Prasad isn't or hasn't joined us here yet tonight, but I think we'll definitely see him next Sunday. We just told him, Dr. Prasad, at least give yourself a week of rest. So, Bernard, anything else you'd like to add? Go ahead.
Just want to remind everyone, ones that have their back offices, make sure you keep an eye on the feed, because the company does have various events that's actually connected with the calendar. The one thing, well, there's a lot of things I actually love about this company, but what you're going to find is different than anything you've ever been affiliated with is this company, Jeff, and it's just a little conversation with you. This company has actually so many training programs. We're developing all of our people into being trainers. That's what we're doing. We're one thing, of course, Niga is has, oh my goodness, she's only been here a short period of time, and I saw my business explode. I'm sitting up saying, "Why in the world?" You see a guy driving in the red up there next to Niga? Clint. Clint gave me a talking that have changed my life. Have changed my life. And the biggest thing that he reminded me is this: that everywhere we are, we're not there because people put us there. We're there because you made the decision to stay there. So you don't have to stay where you don't want to be. Nigel and them on their way to Columbia, but Tuesday they're going to be in Charlotte. And the interesting thing is Nigel was bringing out something was interesting. She said, Bernard, whenever we have these programs, we're not in competition with each other. He said, but we're just like that warm fire that anyone that wants to can come in and gather around that fire and learn as much as possible about this company, about its products, about opportunity. If you want to be a good customer, that opportunity is there. If you want to be a good person, just share products, be a wholesale, retail, have customers, this company is there. If you want to build a team, this company is there. Be assured that from the top, which the top to me, although this is a company, the top is Dr. Kedar Prasad, because without his products, we don't have anything anyway. So Dr. Prasad, down to David Nemelka, down to his team, funneling down, then we have Jeff, and then we have all of our legacy leaders. But under that, we recognize the greatest people on this team is not all of us, but it is you. You are the foundation of everything we do. So as Nigel and them go from city to city, they're doing a tour, by the way. She didn't share it, but they're doing a tour. And they're inviting everyone to this tour. They're going to be in Charlotte next. They're in Columbia now, but Tuesday they're going to be in Charlotte. And anyone that want to come there and learn about this company and its products, I'll suggest find out where they are, find out where Jeff is going, find out where whoever is going, and make sure you be there. That's my final message, Jeff. I just want to thank you personally. You have been a phenomenal leader, but I still believe your best is yet to come. So thank you and Helen and that beautiful couple you're sitting next to.
Thank you. Thank you, Bernard, for you. Again, thank you, Lloyd and Animeary, for opening up your home to us here this evening. And anything that you want to say as we close it up tonight?
Just want to thank you, Jeff, for thank you for the encouragement you bring to the table. And blessed to have you here.
Yes.
Amazing couple.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing couple. And that's what we're doing. We're identifying our family members. We are all family by choice. And so thank you. Good night, everybody. Appreciate you being here. Just hours left. If you need any help, if you need some assistance as we're pulling things together here, finishing up the month, we're here to help. So reach out to us. Again, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on down the road. Good night.
Thank you, Jeff.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good program.
Good night. Thank you. Everybody be safe.
Wonderful testimony. Thank you.